Not everyone is into the bright red lipstick. This is an alternative. My inspiration was these pants. I'll insert a picture here. It's just very soft eyes, which was very hard for me to do because I can go smoky in a minute. It's simple for those of you who don't really want to wear a whole lot of makeup. You could dumb it down and use half of the products I used on my face and just put on the lipstick and mascara and you're good to go. Hello, so today my inspiration are these pants. I could have just inserted a picture. I almost fell. Some of us don't like bright red lipstick, so this is an alternative. The inspiration are the pants, but also just concentrating on lips. Instead of using your traditional red, we are going to go a little bit deeper and go with Burgundy. And I'm going to attempt to try to keep this simple. Just some bronzer on the eyelids and maybe a wash of highlighter. Not quite sure yet. We will see. I'm moisturized and I've got my sunscreen. This is me using things that I currently have in my makeup desk. This is my personal stash, if you will. I'm gonna start with eyes because I don't know why I'm lately starting with face, but I'd rather start with eyes. So I'm not quite sure which concealer I'm gonna use yet, but I have been using my L'Oreal Infallible. It's all used up, so I will just apply some on my eyelids to use as primer, but it is almost gone. I don't know if I have anything in there. I'm literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. I started editing my video Soleil all day, which turned out to be a lot smokier than I intended for it to be. And the sound was okay, so I'm hoping the sound is okay today. I'm not doing anything different. My lips are extremely dry because I'm wearing my Invisalign, so I need to hydrate my lips. I am using my IT Cosmetic Je ne sais quoi. Your lips but better. It certainly is. Okay, so like I said, eyes, we're gonna keep it very, very simple. I am just going to use bronzer using my NYX palette that's broken. This is my highlight and contour kit. I love this thing. I'm actually gonna use kind of like this pinky setting powder. And I'm going to just lightly set my eyelids. All right, my eyes are all set. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and I'm going to go into kind of like the contour one first. And I'm gonna just start windshield wipe motion back and forth. And I am going to bring it to the inner corner. This is all in my crease though. Wherever your crease may be, I have slightly deep set eyes and then slightly hooded. So I go right above it and under my crease as well. Again, just a wash of color. I'm gonna go back in there and do this eye. One eye always seems to be better than the other. Like this one always, my right eye always blends so nicely and just, I don't know. This one, I don't know if it's more hooded. I have no idea. There's definitely a variance to this eye when I'm putting on mascara, when I am putting on lashes, all of the things. Okay, so I am just have a wash of color. Now I'm going to go with a smaller brush. Yes, I'm going to go with this. It's not smaller necessarily, but it's pinched. And I'm going to go to the deepest color on this palette. And I'm just going on both sides and patting in it and patting on it and then patting off the excess. With this, I'm simply just going to pat lightly on the outer corner outer corner. Then I'm going to flip, outer corner, pat, 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 outer corner. And then I'm going to do the Emily Noel trick where you just flip the brush, and I'm just going to swipe it back and forth right here in the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to do the same here. No extra product, just using what I have. Then I'm simply flicking that out because I personally like that kind of pulled out look, if you will. And no additional product. I'm going to go back to the blending brush that I used on my crease and just blend. This is about you using what you have with your technique. I'm just here to kind of guide you a little bit, but you can really just make this your own. All right, so now we're going to put this away because I really am trying to keep this eyes simple because this is all about the lips. And now I'll clean up my eyes in a minute. Let's work on complexion. So now we're going to use the Milani, or I'm going to use the Milani Glow. This has like 29% squalene. I haven't used it a lot, but it doesn't seem to be much in here. But what I'm going to do, doesn't seem like it's that much deeper, but I'm going to mix it with the Milani SPF 30 face primer. I am a person that likes to dilute any foundation. I'm just not a foundation person. I typically do not wear foundation. I am really focusing on using my things, my stash, to really revisit what it is that I'm going to buy in replacement, because I prefer a tinted moisturizer. Like my bestie gifted me this Clinique. It's just a tinted moisturizer SPF, and I love it. But again, I'm using what I have. And by mixing by mixing the primer and the foundation, it does lighten it up. And you get a 2-in-1. I don't like a whole lot of layers. I personally, for me, do not like so many steps for my skin. I usually do not wear primer. Now for my clients, when I do makeup for clients, it depends on their skin. But for my personal preference, I do not, unless it is, again, a long wear situation where I'm going to be needing the makeup to stay longer, or if I'm going to be in a climate that requires me as a drier person, drier skin, if it requires me to put on a moisturizing SPF or moisturizing primer, then I will. But I am liking the way this combo looks. And again, I have not used this in a minute. The other thing I'm trying to do is once I use it, put it away. It is glowy. And that's what the name implied. And that's what I'm getting. So I do need some concealer. I think I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics concealer. I've had this for a hot minute and it's going strong. I really do like this. And you just need a tiny bit. I like this, the shade and everything. The shade isn't tan, but it's so brightening. And I don't like a bright concealer, but this is a different brightening. I can't even explain it. I really do like it. I know a lot of people do not like it because I've heard that it's too emollient for them. That's what I like about it. My dog is barking as per usual. He requires attention 24/7. It's a Russell Terrier. If I had a dime for every time I heard somebody say, "Oh, a Russell Terrier, they have a lot of energy." Gee, now I know. I did know, actually. I did research it when I got him, so I knew. And we are active people, so it works. But sometimes it doesn't. Like moments like this where I'm trying to do some things and he's like, "No, don't do things. You got to do things with me." So I like the way that's looking. If you need more coverage, then absolutely. Again, I'm just a guide. You insert the product that works for you. And if you don't know what works for you, if you don't know what works for you, then that's why you should ask or play around. But anyway, now I am going to bronze a little bit so I can start setting, because it is really dewy, and although I love a dewy look, I also am not feeling it too much today. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Color Almond Stick Foundation. It is a stick foundation, but I use it as a bronzer. And I usually dust off some. The reason I do not use this a lot is because it's a bit almost orangey. But that's okay. Well, we're gonna make it work. And what I like about using bronzer, cream bronzers, is since I normally wear tinted moisturizer or a light coverage, this adds just a bit more coverage as well. And then whatever's left. And I'm not dragging or pulling, I'm patting and kind of patting in, if you will. Okay, I feel really good. The next product I'm going to use is the blush, and this is by, I'll have to insert that here because I do not remember, and the marking is all gone, but the color is Velour. And I'm just using the same brush that I used on my bronzer. I like to start kind of right underneath my pupil, right there, and tap it out. And by meshing it in the brush, it really goes a long way. And you know, that whole trend of putting it on the nose, I'm kind of digging it. It looks really rosy. We'll calm it down. Even though I love a blushy look. Yummy. All right, let's put these away because that is part of my goal, to keep things organized. I think it's the creative RMS that she says about the bronzer, you go across your face, you don't go here. And I have been kind of playing around with that. I do need to order. Here I am. I'm trying not to. That is one makeup product or company that I am intrigued by and I would like in the future to purchase from, is RMS. But I'm not quite there yet to do that. So I'm going to take my makeup sponge and I'm just going to dab all over my face. And I need to set, and I never say that, these two, that combo of the primer and that Milani foundation. Is it a foundation or a skin tint? It's a hydrating skin tint. That's actually a skin tint. It's pretty light. And then I diluted it on top of that. Oh well. I need to set this. What are we going to use today? I think I want to use my Essence. And what do I need to use up? Oh, this doesn't have anything. This is the Milani translucent powder. I don't think I have anything, very little. So I think, yep, I do see some. We will use this. Using it all up. I need another loose powder, like I need a hole in my head. Do not. Fluffy brush. Holy dewiness. And I typically will set my bronzer and my blush with a powder bronzer and a blush. I feel like I can't talk with these Invisaligns in. I really can't. I've had these for months. I've had, trays for months, but for whatever reason, I cannot get used to them. But this is much dewier, what I've got going on, so that's why I'm setting it a little bit more. But typically I would not set with powder just yet. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer using my NYX palette again. You know what? I'm gonna use the exact same brush. Just cleaning it off, making sure that it's dry. Doesn't have any cream products on it. All right, this palette is broken. I am going to use these two, just mix. You could wear this look, an outfit, I think, to an office party, a work party. Maybe you're going to a church gathering, or maybe it's your spouse's work and you don't want to necessarily wear a dress. You want to kind of be a little bit more low key. I think I'm going to use this baked blush from, what is this from? Rosy Rosewood. And this is from Essence. Rosy Rosewood. This, from what I remember, is uber pigmented, so I'm going to be extremely light-handed. We have some rosy cheeks today. Put this away. Okay, before we do anything else, I am going to do the under eye. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush like this. And I'm just going to dig into the kind of lighter bronzer shade. Line my eye portion here. Just to tie the look together. And I always pull that end up. Now I'm going to go to the deeper shade. I'm just going to go on the outer. Now I'm just going to take that brush that I had the darker color and I'm just going to blend again. I don't want to make it super smoky. That is my mistake. I always go big or go home. I'm going to take a clean, this is what I use to put powder on my lids, to set my lids. Just taking this and I'm just blending away. Do not want any harsh lines. Just want a soft contoured eyelid. Kind of taupey, not necessarily too bronzy. It's giving me some taupey vibes. I think we're going to keep the lids with no shimmer. Let's see what shimmer this is. I may put some shimmer in the inner corner. So I'm gonna go to my, what is this, Wet n Wild After Sex Glow. I never knew that was the name of that. Okay, names. Boy. I think I'm going to take the gold one and I'm just going to pop it in the inner corner right here. I'm actually going to go back to that powder that I set my eyelids, and not too much, but I am going to just pat that on the inner corners and pull out, just to brighten that up. All right, we need to set some more because even I'm dewy for me. I'm going to take my little puff and mesh that in. I tend to not go on my outer portion of my under eye because that's where I have my most wrinkles, and I do not like the way it looks when it's powdered. All right, we're gonna take a break from the face and I'm gonna work on my brows. I say this all the time, I'm not a brow person. I'm really easy with brows. I like the not fussy look. I don't like brows to be perfect. There's a time and place for me personally where I don't mind getting them done if I'm really full glam. On my day-to-day, I really don't like fussy brows. That's it. So I'm going to use my Essence. Is this Essence? No, this is Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild, it's like $2. I'm going to use my NYX Fix It brow gel. I don't need a lot of hold, so I just kind of take another brush and lightly brush it through just to even them out. If you need to take more time to do your brows, if that's your must and your go-to, then you take that time. For me, I'm pretty quick with my brows. Now, mascara time. If you want to curl your lashes, you can. I'm not today. I typically do sometimes, but I'm going to use this Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. I think I like this if I remember correctly. I'm kind of wiping a lot of that excess product off. And just like you put mascara on, I'm kind of wiggling them at the base. We'll clean that up. I literally poked my eye. Did I even mention Panorama by, who's this? Panorama by, is this Maybelline or L'Oreal? I think it's L'Oreal. I'm not quite sure. You know that you use your products if all the markings of the products are wiped away, because I'm constantly handling them. That's a good sign. All right, going to take with a Q-tip. So now I'm going to use my Essence Bright It Up. And I'm going to take that. I know I powdered a little bit already underneath my eyes, but now I'm going to kind of go through the lash line. Now is the time of the showstopper. It's the lips. I'm going to wipe my lips. And you can use a liquid lipstick, you can use a cream, a satin, or you can just line it and then put a lip gloss on top of it. So this is by Wet n Wild in, let's see, Plum Together. Now I am going to use Matte Flirty 71 by Milani. And it's definitely matte. I've got my Invisaligns in. And lipstick always gets on. When lipsticks are this deep, I always blot. For me, because I am a little bit extra, I think I'm going to put blue eyeliner on. This is from Jordana in Denim Blue. You don't have to do this, but I'm feeling it. I told you I cannot keep a simple eye look. Just a little. I love eyeliner. I know they say, oh, you're not supposed to wear eyeliner after a certain age. And I say, well, I don't care because I will always wear it. I love the way that looks for me. Gonna take that little brush to blend. And if you wanted to put mascara on your bottom lashes, you can. I never do. You can put setting spray on now. I'm not going to because for me, I don't need it. I'm gonna go fix my hair and then I will come back and show you the final product. This is the makeup look. Probably a few hours later, I did not do my hair. I just kind of tucked it back. I thought it would look really good with this outfit, just having the hair tied back, and I've been loving it. It is 6:30 right now and I'm cooking dinner, but I put on some black heels. I'll insert some video or a picture here, and I've actually enjoyed this outfit so very much today. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. Let me know if you're going to recreate it or give me some comments.